It's the 24th time Circuit Ricardo Tormo has staged a Grand Prix. The all-time lap record still held by Jorge Lorenzo from 2016. 14 corners around this 4-kilometre layout. The best race lap, Marc Marquez, 2 years ago, a 31.1. Last year, Joan Mir and Alex Rins, turns 10 and 11. Coming up next then in MotoGP, a 25th career pole for Jorge Martin as the Rookie of the Year crown is won today. Eyeing his fourth victory in the last 6 races, Pecco Bagnaia aims to keep the fire burning. Ducatis dominate qualifying again as Jack Miller claims it's all or nothing for the final race of the year. And the famous 46 appears on the grid for the final time. It's Valentino Rossi's last dance. Welcome to Circuit Ricardo Tormo here in sunny Spain. Blue skies, lots of fans for the final race of the year. 18th round of the season. It seems like such a long time ago since we brought you round 1 back in Qatar. Still dealing with this pandemic, but we have been lucky enough to race 18 times now this season, starting off in Qatar back in March. And it's all come to this. The final day in the sun for MotoGP in 2021. The final race of the career of Valentino Rossi. Axe Colours is a street artist from Barcelona who has produced this masterpiece on the side of the restaurant and commentary building. Unbelievable. It's been signed by Valentino himself. I have to say that is tremendous. It looks even better in the flesh than it does there on screen. But the World Championship's already decided. And so the focus very much on the last race for the legend, Valentino Rossi. 26 long years, a MotoGP rider. And there's a special guest in town as well, one of Valentino Rossi's heroes, Ronaldo. Arguably, and certainly it comes down to certain personal opinion, in my opinion, the best football player ever. Of course, a former Inter Milan player. This was way back when he played for Inter. Valentino Rossi himself, of course, an Inter Milan fan. Great to see Ronaldo here today to send off his good buddy Valentino Rossi. And look, it looked like a bit of a surprise for Valentino earlier.
Oh, fantastic. What incredible scenes. What a surprise to end his Grand Prix career. Ronaldo waiting inside the Petronas Yamaha SRT garage. Round the corner came Valentino Rossi. There's been so many great surprises for Valentino ahead of this farewell appearance. That one looks like it topped the lot. Brilliant scenes. Love it. Absolutely fantastic.
Attending this race. There's just so many beautiful tributes to Valentino here this weekend so far. I don't really want it to be over.
You're right, the murals there on the side of the building, that's an absolute beautiful masterpiece, as Steve said. We've got congregated in the paddock all of Valentino Rossi's 9 World Championship winning motorcycles, from his 125 Aprilia, the 250 RCV Aprilia that he won the 1999 250cc title, and an SR 500. What a beautiful machine that was, the last ever 2-stroke Premier Class World 2000. And after what, a quarter of a century, 25 years and 26 seasons, it all comes down to this. 27 laps left in Valentino Rossi's illustrious career.
He starts 10th on the grid today. It's actually been a pretty good weekend, one of the best of the season so far, as he goes for one last dig into that magic hat. And of course, there's so many fans here that have come to wave goodbye to Valentino Rossi from all corners of the world. A tremendous crowd that we've got here to say goodbye to Valentino Rossi.
There's probably millions of fans gathered all around the 4 corners of the world. Some of them are having very late nights, some of them are having very early mornings. They don't care, they don't want to miss this final showdown, the final appearance of Valentino Rossi in his career.
This man, Jorge Martin, could become Rookie of the Year today. He's on pole position for the 4th time this year, the 25th time in his career. Congratulations, believe it or not. He's missed 4 races this year and he's ended up as the 5th best qualifier of 2021. Incredible. It's a Ducati lockout at the front row. Martin leads Bagnaia and Miller. Bagnaia, of course, in a rich vein of form. Jack Miller looking to end the year on a high as well. Jorge Martin fancies his chance as a winner here in Moto3, a winner here in Moto2. Will it be a MotoGP victory as well for the Pramac Ducati rider?
No Ducati lockout of a front row MotoGP since 2003, before the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and now they've locked out the front row in 2 of the last 3 races. A nice little embrace there between these 2 riders, rivals on track of course, but full of respect off circuit. Great teammates, great atmosphere, harmonious atmosphere down in Pramac Ducati as Jorge Martin, as Steve mentioned, starts the season finale from pole position. The only man so far this weekend that's found a 1:30 sub lap. And here we go then, Valentino Rossi about to enter the fray for his final World Championship appearance.
The legend, the doctor, his last appointment. His ritual as he heads out on circuit then, the number 46. The last time he exits the garage on 2 wheels in Grand Prix motorcycle racing.
Great shot there as well, giving the thumbs up as he left the Petronas Yamaha garage. One of his longest serving mechanics, who's now working with Fabio Quartararo. Bernard Anshu there, just coming out to give a thumbs up to Valentino. That was a lovely shot.
Yeah, whilst we were on that, actually, had a nice message from Alex Briggs a little while ago, of course, watching from down under. A quick shout out to Briggsy and Brent Stevens as well, because of course they were for so long part of Valentino's trusted crew, and I'm sure that they might even have a few tears as well. Let's go down into pit lane. We saw him on screen a moment ago. The legend that is Ronaldo is with Simon Crafar.
He is Ronaldo. I have to admit, I don't watch football, but I know who you are, because winning everything, you transcended your sport, you know. And I think it's a bit like Valentino, you know. He did the same. Everyone knows who he is, and I'd love to hear what you think of his career.
Wow, I met Valentino first time in Italy like 20 years ago, and he was already a champion, and you know, he's also famous of Inter Milan, and I was playing there, so he was very young, and now I come special for him. You know, he last race, and he did an incredible journey, and he's a true legend. He deserves everything he wants, and yeah, I wish for him good luck for the future. You know, I just told him that life, you know, can be fun also without racing, and that's happened to me when yeah, it's good to be here on his last race.
Ronaldo, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Simon Crafar, that was a great get. Now, I know that not every listener is a football fan, but 2 people in this commentary box are. I'm so envious.
Yes,
that you've just managed to interview Ronaldo. It is unbelievable. Brilliant words there from Ronaldo, who knows what it's like to retire from sport at the top of his game.
Yeah, proper green with envy. So for the very last time, Valentino Rossi comes to a grid as a World Championship motorcycle racer. Life will be completely different when he wakes up tomorrow morning. It will be, strange to say, Valentino Rossi, ex-Grand Prix race. Ahead of myself with all the excitement of Valentino Rossi's last race. Here's your grid for the final round of 2021. Jorge Martin back on pole, and all the caddy front row with Pecco Bagnaia and Jack Miller. Row 2 led by former world champion Joan Mir, Johan Zarco and Alex Rins. Brad Binder leads row 3 ahead of current world champ Fabio Quartararo. Keep an eye on Taka Nakagami, he was strong in FP4 yesterday. He completes the 3rd row. Rossi's farewell fling in MotoGP will go from the head of the 4th row in 10th. Great friend Frankie Morbidelli and Alicia Spargro. Andrea Dovizioso's had a good weekend. He's 13th ahead of Vinales. Lecuona We say farewell, of course, somewhat overshadowed slightly by Rossi's departure, but let's wish Danilo Petrucci a safe and successful departure in MotoGP. Alex Marquez and Miguel Oliveira rounding out the field. No Marc Marquez and no Pol Espargaro. In fact, no Repsol Honda representation at all this weekend.
As the Best GP award gets ordered on the front of the grid from last year, let's go down on the grid. Davide Tardozzi's with Simon.
Davide, another weekend showing the Ducati performance right through qualifying. Super impressive. What do you think your boys can do in the race?
They did a fantastic practice yesterday, a fantastic qualify, but as it being in Misano is not an easy race. I think that Mir is very, very fast. Both Suzuki are very, very fast. So I think that both guys, the three guys, Ducati guys, have the possibility to be on the podium and to win the race, but I'm really worried about the Suzukis.
Thank you, Davide.
Thanks very much, Simon. Thanks to Davide Tardozzi. Looking to end the year in the perfect way. Of course, the Ducati Lenovo team could have their hands on the team championship trophy. They are well placed to do that today. So the job is on for Jack Miller, Pecco Bagnaia. Miller is all in today. He said that yesterday, all or nothing. Second row, of course, features the two Suzukis now.
Davide Tardozzi, and he's worried about your two Suzukis.
We are ready to fight in the podium, also for the winning. I think even this is a good position for us. And as usual, we can make a good start, I believe. And anyway, we should enjoy the race.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, best of luck then to Shinichi Sahara and Suzuki. Let's not forget they were 1-2 here in Valencia last year.
Yeah, 4th and 6th on the grid, and good reason to be optimistic going into this final 27-lap battle of 2021. Joan Mir was quickest in this morning's warm-up session, and Alex Rins was 3rd fastest as well. So it's already been a pretty strong Sunday so far for the Suzuki boys.
The front row covered in red for Ducati. Here is another red bike. The traditional end-of-season colour scheme for Aprilia. Relacia Spargaro starting this one from 12th. What about the chances for Monster Energy Yamaha? We know it's going to be Happy and Fabio Quartararo starting from 8th. Down to you, Simon. Massimo Meregali with you.
Yes, Massimo, it was a tough, we're just getting out of the way of cameras here, it was a tough weekend, Portugal, for you, and it seems to be tough here as well. I'd love your feelings, what you think is possible for the Yamahas this race.
Yeah, well, you are right. It's been too tough GP, and we did not expect that. Here we try at every session to try to improve the feeling, especially with Fabio, because Fabio was looking for something more, especially with the front. This morning during the warm-up, we did well. We started with a lot of laps on tires, and the feeling was good. Now we have to see, because the track temp, as you can imagine, is higher than this morning. And let's see, we made a quite big step in order to download a bit the front, because he felt it was too much. And now only the race will say if we did well or not.
Thank you, Mayo. Good luck.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Simon. Let's not forget, it's a fond farewell to this man, Danilo Petrucci. I love the get-up, and he's gone already, man.
Oh, give us a break. I was hoping for tears post-race. We're all going to be starting welling up already. We haven't even started.
Love this guy, Danilo Petrucci. He will be sorely missed. A fantastic, vibrant, funny character, and of course, a damn fast rider as well. 10 podiums in his career, 2 unforgettable victories, and he's paid homage to that and his helmet design for this race as well. He's got the circuit map of Mugello on one side, Le Mans on the other.
Wicked sense of humour. You won't meet a nicer guy on the entire planet than Danilo Petrucci. And to boot, he was a pretty good motorcycle racer as well. It's been a privilege to have met and worked with Danilo over the last 10 years or so. Good luck, mate, in your rally future.
Yeah, 100%. We'll be keeping a close eye. Our loss is certainly Dakar's gain, that's for sure.
I was hoping just to delay the lumps in the throat for a little bit longer.
Well, you started it off this morning in warm-up. I'm almost gone already. Anyway, here we go. Fans ready to watch now then. It has been a horror weekend for Honda in so many ways, of course, with no Repsol Hondas on the grid. Alex Marquez will be starting 19th. That's a big job on for him. What about then Tech 3? Iker Lecuona, of course, home race for him. Danilo Petrucci says goodbye, and both riders will be moving away from Tech 3. So let's catch up with
Let's see.
As you can imagine, we've been watching very carefully the Moto2 race, And we are very glad, to receive Remy as a world champion and Raoul as a vice world champion. They did both had an incredible season, and honestly, we're very proud to have these guys with us. I think clearly they're going to help us to be where we would like to be, and I just can't wait to be in a few days' time in Jerez, hopefully with the sunshine like we have today, because that's going to be very, very interesting, and I believe the 2022 season will be amazing. Regarding that race, it's always a bit sad to come to the last round with your riders when they will be leaving. But as I said before, Iker is quite happy because he's got a very interesting program for the next 2 seasons. And Danilo is also understanding that he's really lucky to have KTM behind him, giving him the opportunity of his life. Talking about that, Simon, be in our garage, be on Danilo's side. After the race, we will have a surprise, a real surprise.
I look forward to see it. Good luck in the race, Hervé.
Thank you.
Save me a spot.
I think there's going to be more tears by the sound of it post-race as Valentino Rossi makes the walk onto the grid for the very last time. Great scenes there as well,
fantastic.
embracing one of his great rivals. I think Valentino, we talk about his rivalries with Casey Stoner, Jorge Lorenzo, Danny Pedrosa, Marc Marquez, but Loris Capirossi back in the day used to give this man a few headaches. They're great friends, and that was a lovely way for Valentino to join his last grid walk, embracing Loris Capirossi. Wonderful touch.
We mentioned the end of an era with Stoner, Lorenzo, Pedrosa all present here in the paddock here today. You just saw the embrace from Capirossi. Down to you.
He is, and I thought who better to have a few words on Valentino than the man that kind of brought him in to Yamaha and was with him that whole trip. Lin, please give us a couple of words what you think about Valentino today.
Yeah, it's a kind of really weird moment, really. It's almost impossible to imagine that this is it. This is the last race, Incredible career, 26 years in the sport, 16 years. And we can only be grateful and thankful to be here today, to witness this, and to thank him for everything he did.
Lin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can't say fairer than that from the boss himself, Lin Jarvis. He transformed Yamaha, didn't he? Valentino Rossi, and not long after that, this man. Looking to try, well, I mean, good luck, Jorge, trying to fish your way through to Valentino on the grid there. Look at that, he's just completely surrounded. That must be like 6 or 7 people deep there.
Yes, no wonder all the attention, all the focus on this man. He's just trying to block out all the fuss. He's got one race still to run. He's not here just for the show, not to cruise around for a final farewell. He's here to try and get a top result and bow out in style. He's had an excellent weekend so far, starting from 10th place on the grid.
Let's now go down onto the grid and speak to Mike Leitner. It's been an up and down weekend so far for Red Bull KTM. Miguel on the back of the grid, of course, Vinda starting 7th. Down your side.
Yes, Mike. He's got some other things here. Mike, tell us, it's been a tough weekend for Miguel the whole way. I'm not sure what you expect in the race. Brad, we know what he does on Sundays, and I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, we are very happy where Brad is on the 3rd line, 7th position, so that's a quite good starting position for him. Let's see the outcome there. We know here the first 2 laps always very tricky to survive. Of course, Miguel is not happy with his grid position, and we are not. But to be fair, he had a strong performance in FP4, and we don't know exactly what went wrong in the qualifying session, but he will try his max. We know our 2 riders, and then let's see after the flag what's the outcome.
Thank you, Mike. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks to Mike Leitner. It's certainly been a very difficult ending to 2021 for Miguel Oliveira. Back of the grid, 20th place for him. Big hopes, though, being carried by Brad Binder, who's always a Sunday man. He starts from the head of the 3rd row in 7th spot.
Preparing himself to put on the helmet in Grand Prix motorcycle racing for the 432nd and final time. Valentino Rossi, it is all eyes on Rossi He's had some fantastic script writers over those 26 years. I hope he's brought him in for one last magic.
Just must be all kinds of emotions going through his head here, Steve. I mean, he's been such an icon, a legend, as Lin Jarvis said, a fantastic ambassador, a man who transcended this sport. He took MotoGP from the back page to the front page. He helped build the popularity that we're all enjoying right now. MotoGP recognised all around the world probably as the most dramatic and exciting and most nail-biting form of motorsport on the planet, and this man's contribution to that can never be downplayed, can never be underestimated. Sometimes the words icon and legend can be overused, but there are no more appropriate words to describe the fantastic career of this man, the great Valentino Rossi.
His flamboyance is going to be missed so much. Nobody did celebrations like Valentino Rossi. The time has arrived, 26 years long. The icon who single-handedly changed the sport. The darling boy who entered the scene, of course. Robin Hood celebrations to the man who went on to win 9 World Championships. It's quite warm here this weekend, so let's quickly pop down to the grid before we go racing. Piero Taramasso's with Simon.
Piero, can you give us some news on the tyres?
Yes, so I think it's that good news, easy news. Everybody's with the hard front and medium rear, like we expected, so there is no change. There is no reason to change because the results are clear. So we will see a good race because the tire will keep very strong until the end.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much. We have to remember there is a race going on, of course, at the front. Valentino Rossi certainly hopes to be part of that race. You can just see there Francesca in the background. Of course, they're soon to become parents to a baby girl, so congratulations and look forward to that. That's going to be some ride in itself.
A busy and rather sleepless chapter, I think, coming up next for Valentino Rossi. Let's not forget that, of course, we're saying farewell to a past Yamaha great. Are we looking at the start of a new era, another Yamaha great emerging with Fabio Quartararo, our 2021 MotoGP World Champion. He took the place, of course, of Valentino Rossi in Yamaha's factory team for this season, and boy did he deliver. Quartararo, though, has had a pretty tough weekend so far. Didn't finish, of course, 7 days ago in Portimao, his first DNF of the season, and he's got work to do here today from the third row of the grid.
The eyes of Pecco Bagnaia for a win in Misano again until he crashed, and another win then last time out in the Algarve. Is he going to make it 4 victories in 6 races to really cap off a perfect end to 2021?
Matteo Flamini, he's been such a key part of Valentino's success down the years.
16 years he's been swinging his leg over onto a Yamaha in MotoGP from 2004, and welcome to this moment right now today on the 14th of November 2021, which all adds up 14, 11, 21 to a special number 46.
That was written in the stars. You could not have scripted that any better, could you? Taka Nakagami had good race rhythm yesterday in FP4. He topped that for his big crash in FP3, the first time since they joined the sport in 1995, Repsol backing HRC, that they've not had a single bike on the grid.
Getting a good start is crucial here. It's tight, it's twisty, it's one line. The first few laps can be frantic, often are frantic in MotoGP at Valencia. So crucial laps for those who are maybe mired back a few spots. It's going to be difficult to get by the Ducatis. It always is, but especially here.
So many people wishing their best, and that's a lovely shot. Schoolboy friends, lifelong friends. Ucho Salucci, one of the select band of people who have been right by Valentino Rossi's side throughout his entire Grand Prix career. These are incredibly emotional moments for Valentino Rossi and all of his closest friends. There is another one, his personal assistant, Max Montanari. Wow, such special scenes. His crew chief there, David Munoz, when you think of all the names that have been linked with Valentino in the past, and now it all fantastic throughout his career, Steve, at keeping the tears at bay. Will today be the day where Valentino Rossi just can't hold them back any longer as he bows out of the greatest career we've ever seen?
We're ready to go racing in MotoGP. Here's your front rower. Ducati lockout, Miller third, Bagnaia second, but on pole